everyone, I'm Sunny and today I'm bringing you one of the cinema screenings from the 7th anniversary event. In the last 2 weeks I already posted the Skylore Q&A and the Dev Diaries, so today I'm bringing you the Art of Sky episode 2 through 5. Episode 2 is about season art direction, episode 3 is about season design, episode 4 is about season sound and music, and episode 5 is about sky events. Also, don't ask me where episode 1 is, I have no idea. I'll be posting the last video next week, so I'll see you then. Enjoy this one!
I think I started in 2019, so a year after, we had to all go remote. But I think collectively everyone feels like trapped in their house, can't really go anywhere. So that's how the season of Sanctuary happened, because we all dream about nice place where the nice ocean and nature with your friends. Early seasons, we realized story is what players really wants to know about Sky. I think the first one was a season of belonging. That was already focusing on one character first, Grandma.
Story kind of takes precedence, and character design, level design, and gameplay will all kind of cycle around that core idea that we have. One example is like performance. We had this story idea that we wanted to connect it to rhythm because there's going to be this theater and because it's performance themed. If we need performers, we're going to need a director as well. So that was the quest giver.
Every season has a particular colors and kind of atmosphere. Season of Abyss, I was designing these very detailed creatures. Genova basically said, like, just like Jaws, you don't reveal the scary things until the very end. It ended up just being a really like dark shape that you can't really see. And I was quite impressed how, without showing much, you still create this horror.
If something doesn't serve a purpose for the story or the gameplay, it's not going to make it into the game. One example of something that did make it in is actually the Lurker. If it was a new dark creature, it has to have the same visual look as the other dark creatures to look like they come from the same family. So that's why the Lurker looks like it could be related to the Krittles and Crabs.
One time, I think the season of Sanctuary, one of the final things we wanted to show is like this huge whale comes up in the water, and then we're not designing it, so I'm like, well, we're going to use from one that's from...
The final whale is a whole new model, but it was from an early concept that was done before Sky release. Even if it doesn't get used in whatever season we're making it for, we can still maybe bring it back in a future season. Player feedback and wishes are incredibly important, whether it's developing a season or an event. New features, like the ability to dye parts of a cosmetic. There's been a lot of different upgrades, I would say, directly traced back to player feedback.
Season of Enchantment. We're following the story and we realized, oh, it'll be so cool. Like, we set the season around this new village where these magicians actually came from. So I remember, like, for a couple of weeks, you and I did like such a cool like concept of the cliffside of village, and even like Travis blocked out these really cool cinematics where like spirits are leaving the town area, right? But then a couple of weeks later, Genova wanted to be a moving ship. We kind of scrapped everything that we've done, and then me and her, we designed this broken Noah's Ark type of ship. So that was big change. She just told me that was her idea.
He was looking for that like special something to like set it apart from every other sort of desert merchant style. And I came up to Genova, I was like, hey Genova, I have this idea. And he was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Then Cecil high-fived me afterwards and was like, good job. And I was like, oh my God.
Developing a season is always a very challenging experience. You're not really sure exactly how it's going to end up, but you and the group get together and say, we're going to sail there, and along the way, the winds will change, the ocean will change. When we first started, we didn't really know what a season should be or what it even could be, so we were just trying everything. If there was a story, it was very small. We started to question, like, will this be an emotional story that players can walk away with and remember for a really long time?
The whole process of being a live service game, it was new to the company in general. Very small team.
It used to be all hands on deck for every season, and we were working back to back to back. It wasn't sustainable and we were burning ourselves out. Later on, a group of us would work on one season while another group was wrapping up production on a different season, and so that allowed us to kind of leapfrog our way through and helped lead to the increase in quality. When we shipped Sky, there was still a lot that we knew we still wanted to do in order for it to become the version of the game that we wanted. There was Assembly, which shipped shared spaces, Performance, which shipped shared memories, Swimming with Abyss, Camera for moments. And so seasons became an opportunity for us to develop those things and bring them to players in an exciting way, and also as an opportunity to develop a great story so that it could feel anchored within the world of Sky.
Everything's a challenge, honestly, when you start, and there's so many different ways we could take it. For example, like when we did Little Prince, do we bring Little Prince into our world? Are we going into the real world? Because the book is so loved, it's real easy to be like, oh, we can't live up to the standard of what that is. And I think we did a really good job of that, but it took a really long time to get to the point where we could cohesively tell that story. From the beginning, it's actually amazing to see that it does work out in the end, because it feels like impossible.
There's almost like identity crisis that can happen at times. A small example of that actually was Season of Performance. We had this tech where you could manipulate your character, and that wound up really not working out. So instead we developed the tech that would eventually become the community theater. And then we had another identity crisis, which was, what is the overall plot? How is it actually gonna feel satisfying and rewarding? And so the last two quests, you need to go help the dancer muster up the courage, and everybody else gets on stage, and you're able to celebrate it together. That was something that emerged late in development as a way to fulfill the promise of what the season had set up prior to that.
For me, the emotional season, I think, would be Season of Dreams. I really like the whole build-up of the story, starting out small and wanting to build up, and then being on the world stage, everybody sees you, and realizing your own dreams, everybody sees you realizing your dreams. With the music and the build-up and everything, it's powerful.
One of the most impactful moments for me, it's very small, in the Season of Aurora. We've done this entire concert experience right before we come back to Queendom, and it's just panning across the Coliseum and there's nobody there. And it's so peaceful and quiet. That little moment reminds me almost of why Sky is so beautiful, and hot off the heels of everything that's just happened in a big group, just to be able to reflect. That's one of the most beautiful moments for me.
The development over the seasons was really fun. There were so many things that we had planned and couldn't actually deploy right away. Playing music together was something that really fleshed out much later in the game's development, but we already had an idea of it very early. Starting out, the game was really about bringing the players into the world of Sky. After a certain point, we really saw a need. Guitar and rock drums and more ambient sounds or synths in some of these other seasons, like Season of Sanctuary or Season of Performance, where, yeah, your Sky Kid is performing, but it's really about the player also showing who they are, and having those modern instruments be there for them was really important and created a very cool sound along with everything that Sky had established up to that point.
Sky is originally a game about flying, but the Season of Abyss was the season we enhanced the dimension of the game from flying to swimming. Audio team really wanted players to feel like they can swim really well in the game world. We actually had to invent new technologies to achieve this. That was very challenging, but very exciting and fun challenge to us.
I guess I feel like all the seasons were sort of challenging, but The Little Prince was probably the most difficult. The Little Prince had a very different character from all the Sky Kids and everyone else that the player had experienced, making a theme for them that felt just right with the world and honoring how many generations of people their story has touched. That was actually really tough and kind of scary for me as a composer. I like to think that it's pretty good.
Music sheet system started from very interesting idea. Because the Sky is a network game, players can sometimes struggle with delay of the sound. And the music sheet developed so that players can connect and express music with their friends in a real time. When we launched the game Sky, we were kind of believing that the music sheet system was finalized. But seeing the feedback or reaction from the community actually has enhanced, expanded how to use the music system. Now, players can use the instrument and music sheets to connect with other players, build friendship between spirits, or express their creativity beyond time or space.
I always liked the idea of music sheets, but at launch and with the earlier seasons, I didn't really have the relationship with music sheets that eventually the players were developing. As I saw players expressing their desire to have a stronger relationship with other players through the music sheets, that's when I realized I needed to do more. Give them more music, give them music that was more challenging, more expressive for not just what the world of Sky was, but for what they were doing as players within the world of Sky.
Our players, our Sky Kids, are a highly creative group of people, so they definitely influence what we create into the game. For instance, in Days of Sunlight, we built a set of sand castles, and I went to the level and I saw different kinds of creations. Players really provide their brain juice, and us, we provide them with props for each event. We want to keep the content fresh and exciting for players, even though it's the same topic. For instance, Days of Feast prior years was themed around the Christmas vibe, but in 2024, we had the story of Alice incorporated into the event, so we can have players falling down the rabbit hole, the book maze, so that's how the creation process changed.
We try to switch up the themes while keeping the same overarching themes. So for example, with Days of Bloom, we're able to choose a different type of flora to add to the world of Sky every year. We started with the cherry blossoms in Home, and now we're all the way here with sunflowers in Sunlight Prairie.
For Sky Anniversary, we try to have fourth wall breaking stuff for one of the year. We have the t-shirt, we flooded Avery as a giant swimming pool. We have a giant sky tower that people can climb on it. Both were pretty fun and meta for Sky.
Yeah, it is kind of special to break the fourth wall and be able to actually party with the Sky devs in the world of Sky too. And it's just a big celebration together to celebrate the world that we've created. My favorite event, I do have a soft spot for Days of Bloom because it is the first event that I got to work on. It used to be just me working on events as the concept artist and the modeler and implementing those cosmetics in the game. But now the team has grown so much where we have Joey now, we have concept artists dedicated, we have environment artists. So being able to see how far the event has come since I started working on it, it's like this is where I started and this is all that progression.
I actually had the same sentiment as you have. Days of Feast was the first event that I worked on. It was really joyful to see what I designed put into the game. And we actually brought back one of the designs from that year. In the past year of Days of Feast, concepts could be brought back again. If the topic and content is right, for instance, Matt had a really great idea of the sunflower umbrella, but the theme is not like the sunflower in that year. But this year we brought it back. It was so cute and players loved it, so they will have its glory one day. We just cry at the corner and save it for future.
As for an event that I would like to see, I think it'd be really fun to do a bake-off.
Oh no, it's the same answer.
Oh no!
Days of cooking. Imagine take your friends and you go cut off the mushrooms on the trees and you make mushroom soups, cut off the flowers, turn them into pastries or stuff. Yeah.
You can make the best light pastry.
Yes.